Factors to consider when buying a laptop, PC here below are some as per the caption, namely, 1. Your need. Buying a laptop sounds quite easy in theory. Just walk down to the store with your money, choose 1. Pay and go back home. You should first question yourself whether you need it or no and which kind of suites your need or demand. Is it a gaming or business computer? 2. Plan based on your budget. Laptops come in various pricing ranges, simple and small gadgets with a reasonable price. You can buy a usable laptop at Ugandan shillings 350,000, but if you can budget more, you'll get a system with better build quality, stronger performance and a better display. 3. Brand. Every laptop brand is known to be good at a particular task. For example, Apple laptops, with their speed and nicer user interface, are the best in programming. Asus and Alienware are known for their blazing memory and frame speed, making them Gamers' flagship laptops, and other laptop brands are also known to be good in their own ways. 4. Weight and size. If portability is a top priority, then you should consider a laptop with a smaller screen, as they're designed to be light and slim. We'd recommend opting for an 11 to 13-inch Ultrabook that weighs 3 pounds or less. If you're a regular traveler, the Dell XPS 13, 2018, with its barely there bezels and decent battery life, is a great option. Plus, the black and gray model is snazzy as hell. 5. Form factor. A regular clamshell laptop with a 13 or 15-inch screen should suffice. If you need something light, look for laptops that are marketed as Ultrabooks, as they usually weigh 3 pounds or less. The HP Spectre 13, for example, is remarkably light, weighing a little over 2 pounds. There's also 2-in-1 laptops, which allow you to turn the screen all the way around. This design means you can use the laptop as a tablet. These kinds of laptops tend to be on the expensive side, though. As for the budget-conscious buyer, you can't get much better than Chromebooks. They're largely virus-free and reasonably priced. Plus, they're pretty robust, so they can handle the daily bumps of life. 6. Screen. If you suffer from regular headaches like me, a screen that's comfortable to look at is key. Personally, I dislike touchscreens because they're super glossy and that causes way too much reflection. If you want to see everything on the screen at once or use multiple programs side by side, you should get a laptop with a 1920x 1080 pixel resolution, Full HD, screen. 7. CPU. The processor is one of the most important components because it's the brain of the laptop. Whether you're pressing a key or opening a file, the processor is what that executes the command. For simple tasks like surfing the web or writing an impassioned email, we'd recommend a dual-core processor. This allows you to have several windows and apps open at once. While dual-core CPUs are fine for multitasking, they're not always great for tasks like gaming or photo editing. If you need the best performance, we'd recommend opting for an Intel Core i7 CPU, as it's good for multimedia tasks. For music or photo editing software, you should get a processor with a multi-core setup. Basically, the more cores you have, the better performance will be. 8. RAM is important because it allows you to work with more information at the same time. But how much do you need? Well, I'd say 4 GB of RAM is a good baseline for a Windows PC. It's sufficient enough for basic tasks like browsing the web, checking email, watching Netflix, and so on. If you're a photo, video editor or a hardcore gamer, we'd recommend bumping it up to 8 GB of RAM. The one trade-off is that the more RAM processes going on, the more the battery is drained over time. So if you're more concerned about long battery life than multitasking, you should probably opt for less RAM. 9. Storage. Back in the day, hard disk drives were all the rage. Instead of storing information on microchips, HDDs store information on a spinning metal disk. While HDDs are inexpensive and better at processing large files, they're also noisy and use up a lot of power. These days, solid-state drives are the norm, as they're faster and use less power. Basically, they're pricier, but deliver better performance and are more reliable than HDDs. Bye-bye fragmentation. Point 10. Connectivity. Whether it's an external display or a thumb drive, most laptops need to connect to something. Adapters are fine in a pinch, but it's easier if you get a laptop that already has a bunch of connectivity options. We'd recommend getting a laptop with a couple of USB 3.0 ports. This is useful for hooking up to a hard drive when you need to back up your files. SD card slots are also great, especially if you're a photo editor, as it makes transferring photos a breeze.